Have you ever wished you could get a super simple success formula that would help you get whatever you want? It would be easy, step by step, and you would be able to do it every single day and go exactly where you want to go. That's what you're going to get today on this episode of Max Potential Money. If it's your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda, the founder of NFA Money and the host of Max Potential Money. This is your place to come each and every week for tips and tools on money mindset and manifestation to help you maximize your money-making potential. I absolutely love to bring you quick win strategies that help you up-level your game, feel good while you're making money, and bring more success your way, whatever success means to you. And today, I want to give you a really simple tip. But first, if you are liking what you're getting here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the little bell beneath the video to get notifications for releases. That way you'll never miss a release. There's going to be a whole bunch of lives coming up and all kinds of cool stuff, and I don't want you to miss out. So let's break down what I call my compounding interest formula. And this is a success formula that's so incredibly simple that you'll never forget it after you watch this video. It is strategic action plus time equals desired results. If you're somewhere where you can write this down, write it down, and I want you to think about this and how simple it is, and then I'm going to break it down and help you implement it. Strategic action plus time equals desired results. And this is based on what I call the compounding interest formula. So Albert Einstein said, compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. I love this quote, and it's so beautifully tied to James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. He says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Remember, this used to be called Max Potential Habits, and I changed it to Max Potential Money, and you're getting a lot of the same things because habits are your key foundational success principle. If you follow anyone who is highly successful, you'll see that their habits are aligned for consistent action over time. And when I say consistent action, it's got to be strategic action, because I don't want you to be working your buns off to make money the hard way. I want you to work smart and not hard. And when I say that, what that means is that over time, you are going to have results based on your ability to take strategic action daily and be patient enough to get the results that you desire. So the places that I see people making huge mistakes in their business building endeavors, in their money making endeavors, is that they're not patient and they're too short-sighted. So they want really immediate kind of microwave mentality results where they go, I'm going to put in a week in this and I'm going to expect huge results. And if it doesn't come, I'm going to pivot in a new direction, get shiny object syndrome, do something else, and give up. And that's not enough time to cultivate your desired results. When I say at the beginning of this that I want you to get quick wins, what it means is quick tips that if you implement over time, you will win. And it's simple things that you can actually do today to shift your reality. So in creating success and money, you want to make sure that you're taking strategic action so that you get that compounding interest compounding interest growth over time. Because what happens is I want you to think about it like planting seeds. You're planting a seed, you're planting a seed, you're planting a seed, you're watering, you're letting the sun nurture and grow, and you're not standing over that seed in one day and going, what the heck, why aren't you growing? And stamping down anything that's starting to blossom. You're watering it, you're nurturing it, you're spending time cultivating it, and then when it grows, it often grows very rapidly and it's exponential growth. Compounding interest is a very similar process where for a success formula of strategic action plus time equals desired results, you have compounding interest over time and you start to have exponential growth, which is really fun when this happens. And I want to give you some really specific examples. In my business, if you remember at the beginning of this season of Max Potential Money, I talked about how I wanted to talk to you about my journey of building from 6 to 7 figures in my business. And I went from food stamps. And when I started my business, I was consistent and I took strategic daily action and I never gave up. And here I am, I'm only in year 2.5 right now. This episode is being released right about I'm in my 3rd year, but I've been in business for a full 2.5 years. In that time, I have released hundreds of videos, and I'm on, let's see, we're close to episode 30 of the 2nd season. And before that, there were around 175, I think it was 177 or 175 episodes, somewhere around there. So I'm over 200 episodes in. And when I very first started this channel on YouTube, it was called Max Potential Habits. And when I released it, I knew nothing about what I was doing on video. It was terrifying to me. And it took me, if you go back and watch the first video, you'll get a good laugh. I mean, it's kind of hilarious and awesome. And I didn't know what I was doing. And I think it was a 5-minute video, and it took me 25 takes, like 5 hours. I had to learn video editing. I learned YouTube. I learned everything I could. At the time, it wasn't even a podcast. It was just a YouTube release. And it just cracks me up because I remember releasing it, and I blasted out an email to all my friends and all my family. And so I probably got like 20 subscribers pretty quickly. But that was it. And then it was like, I'd get like 22. And then 2 months later, I'd have I was up to 25. Still today, I'm just now growing my channel and really intentionally with hiring help and delegating and going like, okay, you know what you're doing, help me out. And I'm 2.5 years in. And now I'm at, we're around 360 subscribers. And shout out to all of you, thank you. And if you like what you're getting, definitely subscribe and share it with your friends because that helps us grow. And I want you to also consider how consistent and dedicated I've been. In those 2.5 years, I've missed a couple of weeks, and I've shared that I was going to take those weeks off. And it was usually like either Thanksgiving or Christmas in the US holidays. I have not missed because I'm here for you, because I'm dedicated to my quest and my mission to impact 5 million people. And that's why I take strategic action. Over time, it's getting me my desired results. Now I have a business where I get to have a ton of freedom. I get to do what I love every day. I get to choose the people I want to work with. I get to create programs that I enjoy, and I live in my zone of genius because I took the time to cultivate the power of compounding interest. I did strategic work to the best of my capabilities. It's gotten better and better. Of course, I've hired coaches, consultants, and delegated media out to people, and it's growing. But I had to start somewhere, right? I want you to start where you're at. Whatever you're looking at in your life right now, whether it's making money, building your business bigger, relationships, we could even be talking about exercise and health. Whatever it is, you've got to take strategic action over time to get your desired results. Don't be impatient and give up right before your biggest breakthroughs. And know that your habits are compounding interest. So what you plant a seed for today, in a year from now, if you take strategic action over that year, you will be shocked where you can get. So in the simplest version, remember the success formula, which is a compounding interest formula, is strategic action plus time equals desired results. And just remember that compounding interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And if you understand it, you will benefit massively. And not only if you understand it, if you put it into action. Everything I share with you here, you've got to implement. The reason I was able to transform my reality is because I learned and I took action on what I was learning. Knowledge in action is power. Action signals to the universe that you're committed and dedicated, and it opens the doors of opportunity to come your way. So you want to be in action over time and then let the opportunities come your way so you'll get your desired results. So here's a really simple exercise you can do to implement this simple success formula. And I know it sounds so simple and maybe silly, and you go like, really, Amanda? And here's the thing, most people don't do this. They give up too soon, and they're very short-sighted, and they're too interested in pleasure in the moment and not allowing themselves to sit in the process of patiently allowing things to happen for you. So don't give up if you don't get overnight success. Stay in the game. Know your why. Know your zone of genius. Be committed. Be inspired. Be dedicated. And take strategic daily action. So, number 1, I want you to identify the 1 or 2 actions that if you took strategic daily action on over an extended period of time would produce your desired results. So clearly identify the 1 to 2 actions that over time would get you results. For me, when I started my business, I knew that I wanted to impact a lot of people. At first I started with, I thought 100 people. Then I grew it to 1,000. And then I was like, ooh, maybe 1 million. Now I'm like, I want to impact 5 million people. And I'm not close to that point yet. And I know that with the compounding interest, I will absolutely get there because I'm consistent and strategic and I take daily action and I'm allowing over time to see my growth. And it's exponential and it's really fun to watch. And I want you to experience this in your life and business where you start where you're at and at first you think like, oh my God, I'm barely making a dent. And then you take another step and then your results get bigger and bigger. James Clear in his book, it's not his process, but he has it in his book, Atomic Habits. He calls it, or whatever research it is, I can't remember the originator of the research, but they call it the Valley of Disappointment. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's, so it's this line, right? And we expect the results to be straight, right? Like where we go from point A to point Z and there's no curve of any sort. And we just go, oh, every step I take is success, success, success. Where really in the Valley of Disappointment, it's like a curve and it goes, so if this is the line, it goes underneath the line, right? So this is the valley. I call it the Valley of Despair because I think that's what people experience. They feel like I've been putting in time, money, energy, effort, and I'm not getting very many results. And down here in this Valley of Despair, most people give up. They just go like, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Right before they get to this breakthrough point where then they would have been able to go up exponentially and have all the benefits of everything that you want. So in this Valley of Despair model, this is why time is so important. You've got to allow time for things to cultivate and germinate. You've got to allow time for yourself to clarify your path. You've got to allow time to learn what you don't know. You've got to allow time for things to be attracted your way. Most of the time, things don't happen immediately. You've got to become the person who you say you want to be, who gets those outcomes and results by being that in the moment. And that's a time process. Like think about even learning to walk. When you learn to walk, you didn't just stand up and walk, you crawled, then you hobbled, then you used tables to hold on to as you walked around, then you took a couple steps and fell down, and then you did it again and again and again until you learned to walk. Then you learned to run. It's the exact same developmental process, right? So it's interesting to see how quickly people give up or how discouraged they get when they're not getting enough, their expected results faster than they should expect. And it's, interesting to be a manifestation business consultant and help people build their wealth through doing what they love and know that you can manifest things very quickly. But to get to become the person who manifests things quickly, you've got to build the muscle of manifestation, which takes time, and it takes strategic manifestation-based action over time to get your desired results. Now it's been so cool lately. I've been practicing manifesting now, pretty intensely for about a year. And now I can, in the morning, wake up, have a meditation, say what I want that day and go like, okay, I'm ready for this. And then 5 opportunities of that exact same thing that I said will come my way. It's really freaking cool. And that's the success formula. We could call this the manifestation-based success formula. We could call it the money-making success formula. We could call it get any desired result you want formula. Strategic action over time gets your desired results. And strategic action, you got to learn what those actions are. So for me in manifestation, I dedicated myself to saying, I am dedicated and committed to learning the art and science of manifestation. I want to know everything about it. And I read, I listen to podcast episodes, I watch YouTube, I go to workshops. I am like in it big time because I want to be a manifestation master. Why not? I can learn how to create the exact reality I want to create. And that's my strategic actions. So decide what it is. This is number 1, the 1 or 2 things that if you took strategic action on over an extended period of time would give you your desired results. So for me, a lot of that is learning and teaching, because as I teach, I learn. And so learning and teaching are my 2 things. If I learn and teach every day, I'm going to get my results over time. Okay. So that's number 1. You're going to identify the 1 to 2 things. Number 2, take strategic action on these every single day. Bob Proctor talks about, Your number one job in life is to get up in the morning, decide what it is that you love to do, and avidly commit to doing it and take action on it every day. He doesn't use those exact words, but it's so fun to listen to people who are inspired and helping the world become inspired. Their number one recommendation is that you understand who you are, what you want, and take action on it. Fulfill your dreams. It doesn't just fall in your lap. Successful people are successful because they're willing to and committed to take strategic daily action. You've always heard me say commit, decide, take strategic action. Or it could be the opposite as well. Decide, commit, take strategic daily action. That's really the NFA mindset. You decide that you're done with what you had before and you want to have incredible success in a new direction. You decide, okay? So decide cuts off other options. You commit. You commit to what it is that you are wanting to get in your results, and then you take strategic daily action. And then you trust the universe to bring you all the things, and even better things happen than you could have ever imagined. Okay, so that action part is incredibly important. And then number 3, be patient and consistent. So strategic daily action, when the term daily in there, that's consistency. You got to be patient. Don't expect, well, you know what I really think it's about is being immature and it's almost like a childish temper tantrum to go, but I took a few days or a few weeks or even a few months of action and not everything I want is happening. It's kind of childish, right? You think about that maturity level of being willing to sit in something and cultivate it and really watch what can unfold when you're patiently consistent. So be patient and consistent is number 3. And then number 4, review once a month. So review everything that you've created in the last month and then celebrate your compounding interest growth. And the cool thing about this is that over time, as I've been saying, you will notice massive exponential growth. Massive. Like it doesn't just go, the cool thing is like once you get through that valley of despair I was talking about, then you get to have the exponential growth. If you're not willing to wait for that to happen, you don't get what you want even close, because you give up and you start something new, and then you go through that cycle again, and then you start something new and you go through the valley of despair and you give up, and then you never get the upward growth, and then you do it again. And this is, a lot of us call this shiny object syndrome, and you get really scattered in your energy and you never really get that far. You might learn a lot. Well, you'll definitely learn a lot because everything in life is a lesson, and that's awesome. You won't get as conscious and clear and focused results as you want. So remember, I will recap these steps. So first, the success formula, very simple. It's based on compounding interest. Strategic action plus time equals desired results, okay? Now, the 4 steps to take. Number 1, identify the 1 to 2 actions that if you took strategic daily action on over an extended period of time would give you your desired results. Number 2, take strategic action on these every single day. Number 3, be patient and consistent. And number 4, review once a month and celebrate the growth that you're experiencing, the compounding interest. And the reason I say celebrate is because you want to give that positive reinforcement that you're doing it, and you want to be focusing on that you're going in the right direction, because remember, what you focus on expands. So when you celebrate yourself, you're triggering and signaling to your brain like, yeah, I'm awesome, I did it. And you want to keep reinforcing that so you can move forward. Okay, that is all I've got for you today. Don't forget to subscribe, share, help us grow and reach those 5 million people and bring awesomeness into our NFA family so that everyone that we meet can learn how to make money doing what they love and enjoy their life and feel like they have formulas, strategies, and tips to take it to whatever level they want easily. All right, NFA money making high fives. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for listening to or watching this episode of Max Potential Money. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and turn on notifications if you're watching on YouTube. Share it with your friends so we can build our NFA family. And if you're getting value from what you are learning here, you are definitely going to want to go to moneyblocksprofile.com. Again, that's moneyblocksprofile.com to to learn your top money block that's limiting your income potential.